so happy that O'Shawn is finally getting some personality on episode 3 of Abbott Elementary, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried because there were times during this episode that I felt like the characters were becoming caricatures of themselves. Spoilers if you haven't seen season 5, episode 3 of Abbott. I really like this cold open, and I'm hoping that it's hinting towards the overarching issue that we're gonna see this season, which is Ava's preferential treatment towards the teachers that she loves. I love a good field trip, so when I saw this episode would be at a baseball game, I was pretty excited. I was sad that it wasn't an Eagles game, but you can't have everything. Also, shout out for Quinta for getting the Phillies to do this full episode with her. I feel like having an episode at a ball game or a basketball game is a staple. And I know that this has always been a traditional sitcom, but something about seeing them play into the tropes that we typically see from white sitcoms just warms my heart. I'm not gonna hold you. At the beginning of the game, Ava annoyed me too. As someone who frequents things like Comic-Con, I typically bring normies into my world. And it's hard to balance enjoying yourself at these events when people are asking questions. And it's like, you don't want to get mad because they are genuinely curious. Like, Janine was asking good questions and Greg was really into the game. It doesn't make it any less annoying, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll try to watch a movie or something with my mom and she'd be like, who's that? Da da da. And I'd be like, I don't know either. Like we're watching this at the same time. That's how I felt watching them together and it made me cringe. Also, I thought it was crazy that both Greg and Janine did not know about the stadium bag thing. It feels like a common thing that most women know, and Greg is a rule follower. I feel like he would look that up before she came. Janine is also someone who thoroughly researches the things that she's participating in. As soon as I saw that bag, and I don't know why it pissed me off because I was like, this girl never been to a concert, nothing. Whatever, I'm harping on it too much. I'm glad that she ended up liking the game. And I was glad that she was vindicated with the helmet because everybody was trying to play her like it was impossible to get hit by a ball. And in the end, they got to meet whatever this thing is, which I guess is pretty cool. I feel like Abbott listened to me when I said that O'Shawn didn't have enough personality because this episode, we 1000% saw him assert himself a little bit more, show how much he cares for Ava and how much he's willing to go that extra step. And I also really loved his C-plot with Mr. Johnson thinking that he was the mascot. So I was disappointed that after the credits, it didn't show that, you know, they both were the mascot. But I have to say, O'Shawn's delivery of like, ooh, I knew it, jumping up and down. At first, I reacted how everyone else is like, oh, you love him. And then I realized what happened. And I don't know, I thought it gave him a lot more personality, even more than, you know, his conversation with Ava. And I very much enjoyed it. This episode was a fun time, I'm not gonna hold you. It definitely had funnier for sure. And I have to say, I'm very excited to see if this preferential treatment leads to anything. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3.5 out of 5 Frankie Flames.